Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
So my name's Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I am your host. Another Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show in 2018. Welcome to 2018, and I hope everybody had a great and fabulous New Year. I hope everybody had a great and fabulous Christmas. I missed you guys that week as well. We here at Goldylocks Productions took a week off, so we were doing other things besides talking to you. So welcome back and welcome. But before I get started, I'd like to burn a little sage and just ask Creator Great Spirit that he would clear the room and clear the channels and clear the computers and clear all the glitches and the little ghosts and the gremlins that are in the wireless stuff, that I would be a clear channel and a download, that I would be cleared of any negative and unwanted energies that I may be carrying, and that I would be a clear channel of a good message, of a good New Year's message, of what it is you need to hear and what it is you would like to have for yourself in 2018. Aho mitakiasi, aho. So welcome again to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. If there's any first timers out there, this is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. So a couple of things I want to talk about before we get started is I have some events coming up, and boy, do I have some events coming up. Hold on a sec here, and we will get to those events because I have them here. And the first one I have is coming up on the 14th of January. I'm going to be having a new moon ceremony at the Church of Truth Center for Awakening Consciousness, and that's called it's called the New Moon Ceremony, the Journey of Resolution. And there are many who are going to make resolutions and who make resolutions. And I always say, don't make resolutions, because most people who make resolutions never ever complete their resolution. And they kid themselves, they pay themselves lip service. And not that I'm discouraging anybody from doing anything, but be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to the people around you. Be truthful. If you really love yourself, give yourself what it is you need and what you want really. Aho. What is it you want really? And just a reminder, the call-in number for the show is 713-955-0332. You can call in, press 1, and my producer will know that you would like to talk to me, and I would like to hear from you as well. So, so resolutions, don't make them. I don't make them. I leave those alone. I have intentions that I set for myself, and I move forward from there. Also, in February, I am going to be doing an event with Jennifer Escalera, and she is an amazing medicine woman. And the event is knowing your divine self, and not just your divine self, but the duality of the left side, your divine feminine of receiving, and the right side, divine masculine of giving, moving forward, and how those two work together, how they come together in alignment, and we become she-man, shaman, aho. We become that. But how do we live in our duality and be in our duality without feeling uncomfortable about being queer or weird? Because it's not about being feminine when I talk about the divine receiving feminine left side, men, aho. And women, it's not about being masculine and being in your masculine self when I talk about the divine masculine right hand, giving, moving forward, aho. I'm talking about the duality of living in both, aho. I believe that Creator Great Spirit is duality of the divine feminine, duality of the divine masculine, aho. There is no one male God. There's no such thing. There's people who like to make that up, the patriarchy out there who likes to keep control of women and force them to do what they don't want to do and take away their voice. I don't believe in taking away your voice. I'm about giving you your voice. In fact, I can't even give you your voice. You have your voice. It's not my voice. Anyways, so there's that. That's going to be on February 22nd. at Lid and Mo's in Pasadena, California. It's a beautiful studio. It's $40 for the event. It's from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're also going to do Journey. And for those of you who haven't met Jennifer Escalera, she's an amazing healer, aho, and teacher and medicine woman, aho. And then March 24th, I'm going to be holding my drum making workshop, and that's $160. That's 2 days. It's going to be broken up into 2 days, 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon, and then 2 hours on a Sunday morning, the following Sunday morning. We're going to soak the skins. We're going to do ceremony. We're going to do prayer. We're going to offer tobacco. We're going to burn sage. We're going to clear the medicines. We're going to set our intentions with the frames and the skin and put them to soak, the skins, that is. And then the next day, we're going to come in and we're going to set our intentions, hold the drum frames, prepare them by placing tobacco inside and blowing tobacco smoke through them. And then we're going to build our drums on Sunday. That's $160. If you buy a 10 or 12-inch drum, you're going to spend about $250 to $300. This is $160, aho. And you're going to get a magnificent, beautiful drum that you made with your beautiful, beautiful hands. Aho, mitakiasi, aho. And then also next week, this is always an event, the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show will be back next Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Aho. Now, also, there's something I'm going to start on February 1st. It's going to be pay per, but I'm going to do it for the month of January for free on Facebook. It's going to be a live video live streaming of me drumming shamanically for 20 to 25 minutes, and you being able to journey organically without having to take peyote or ayahuasca or any of those hallucinogens that aren't always necessary to do that sort of thing. I hope. So I put a sample on YouTube, on my YouTube channel the other day. You guys can find me, Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, on YouTube, and you can check that out. But Thursday night at probably about 8 o'clock, I'm going to start doing that every Thursday. And February 1st, you'll be able to pay your $10, and you'll be able to do that with me once a week. And we're going to go worldwide with it. We're looking to get 100 people worldwide who want to journey at the same time. Aha. Okay. All right. So welcome again to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And today we're going to be talking about what it is and how it is we have to prepare to move into the winter time. And what are we preparing for when we're in the time of rest, when we're in the time of winter, direction of the north, direction of the ancestors, direction of white buffalo, direction of wisdom. Wisdom. Do you understand the significance of the direction of the north, direction of earth, direction of winter, and wisdom, direction of the ancestors, the grandmothers and the grandfathers? Aho, mitakiasi. Aho. Do you understand the significance and what it is that we need to prepare for? You know, the other day, I was watching my producer's show, Tiffany White's show, on Sunday, and she talked about planting the seeds. And one of the things that I like to talk about is coming out of the time of fall, autumn, and coming into the winter solstice, time of the winter solstice, when we're going into the den, gathering our abundance, the abundance that we have nurtured and that we brought forth into the time of receiving, aho, and we brought it in from springtime, from summertime, through fall, into the harvest time of fall, and into winter, the time of going into the den. Now, if you hold on a couple of seconds, I need to grab something real quick. Should never have a blank screen, but sorry, that's where I'm at today. So anyways, I forgot to prepare this because this is important. These are the seeds of the oak tree, the mighty oak tree. And in California, they're everywhere. And not the seeds, I mean the oak tree. And the acorn from the oak tree, when it falls off in the fall, in the autumn, time direction of the west, when it falls off, it falls off green, and a mighty oak will not grow from this seed. It can't It won't. It's not gonna. It's not gonna happen. This seed has to be carried and buried into the earth by a squirrel, by a ground animal that eats this when it gets dry. And this seed is going to die in and of itself through the winter time, through the solstice. We have to die in and of ourselves so we can manifest, so we can change, so we can make anew what it is that we want, our hope. The Christ consciousness, if you understand the Christ consciousness had to die to become the ascended master. Aho mitakyasi. Aho. I am not a master of anything, but I am a master of where I am going and what I am doing. And how do you want to move forward? Will you move forward? This seed is significant in the time of the winter solstice, because as we go into the den and we take our gathering and the food that we need into that den, into a time of wisdom, into a time of winter, and we're with the ancestors sleeping and molting and resting, aho, we are preparing to go into the springtime in March. Aho, springtime, direction of the east, direction of fire, direction of the born and the unborn. Direction of manifestation, direction of the sun, fire, aho, aho. What is it you want to change? What is it you want to create in your life? Welcome to 2018, but truth be told, 2018 for me doesn't start till the springtime, but I'm busy doing my footwork while I'm doing that. So keep that in mind. When I do a new moon ceremony, and we set our intentions, and everybody comes and they write them down, and we do fire ceremony. Everybody puts their card into the fire, and as they do that, they grab some, they take some tobacco with their left hand, put it in the right hand, and offer with the right hand to the fire with the intentions. And then I allow them to take from the tray the acorn as to be a symbolic memory of what they just did, because it's very important. Because sometimes we forget. But if we carry this seed in our pocket, aho, we're going to remember it, because it's a pretty big size seed, right? Aho. So remembering that we're in the time of rest, time of wisdom. Wisdom. I don't just talk about these things willy-nilly like they don't mean anything. They mean a lot. I've come into this medicine in a good way. Aho. Aho. So that being said, I want to talk about the cards. I pulled cards this morning. The first one is horse, is freedom. You always have a choice. We have a choice to create our abundance. We have a choice to create our abundance. Do you want to create abundance? Do you want to create what it is that you want for yourself? Aho. Do you want to create what it is that you want for yourself? Or do you want somebody to create it for you, like a relationship? You know, are you out there looking for somebody to love, or somebody to love you because you don't know how to love yourself? Well, fact of the matter is, you're going to have to put that horse before the cart with regard to relationships, and you're going to have to learn how to love yourself and be with yourself. Aho. Learn to be with yourself and love yourself and nurture yourself and give to you what it is you have always wanted from somebody else, and you don't know how to get, because you have no business getting from them. Aho. In Alcoholics Anonymous, they say you can't give away what you haven't got. So horse, making a choice. Horse is also symbolic of flying. Aho. Horse is also symbolic of when a chief goes into a neighboring village, a warring village, a chief takes a white horse with him, because horse is wisdom. Horse is peace. Aho. He is choosing to ask for peace when he walks in to that camp with a white horse. Aho mitakyasi. What are you willing to ask for yourself? White is also symbolic of purity, clarity. Aho. The next card, lynx. The lynx, the beautiful lynx. And discernment. Look beyond the immediate appearances. Things aren't always as they seem. Like I said, we're in the winter solstice, but we're looking forward to the springtime. Things are not always as they seem, you know. If you all remember last year in 2016, New Year's Day, everybody was like throwing out the trash with 2016. Everybody had hands down, was tired and done. They had had enough. all you heard was negativity, negativity, negativity. And over the last 24 to 48 hours, I have been listening to everybody be really excited about 2018. Everybody's in a really positive mode. But be discerning. Pay attention. There are omens and signs out there which you need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention to people like me and to people like Ingrid Turner and to people like Tiffany White, Sage Woman, and all those on Goldylocks Productions who are telling you and sharing with you how to move forward into the new year. Aho. Things are not always as they seem. So pay attention. Stop watching the news. Stop watching the garbage that's coming in. You create your own reality by vibrating out good, vibrating out love, vibrating out nurturance, vibrating out what it is that you want for yourself. Vibrate that out to others. So be discerning. Be the lynx. Lynx also moves in silence. They're also quiet creatures. They don't make a lot of noise. They don't make a lot of noise, so they're chomping on your neck or something. And the last card is Monkey, Ingenuity. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation. Immediate appearance aren't always what they are. So that being the case, be prepared. Be in the place of ingenuity and be in a place of adaptability. Can you adapt? Do you know how to adapt? Are you quick thinking? Are you quick on your feet? I carry hummingbird medicine. In fact, I was doing a video New Year's New Year's Eve, and as I was speaking, hummingbird came up, buzzed me right over my head. And hummingbird medicine is symbolic of being able to be still and being able to move upward, downward, backward, side to side. You have a choice of which way to go, and you have no limitations. So me being that I have no limitations, I have ingenuity. I have innovation. I can do whatever it is that I want, please, and I can create it because I am fire. I am fuego. I can, I will, I do, I am. Aho, in my third chakra. I can, I will, I do, I am. Aho. Whoops. Sorry, everybody. But I was trying to get a better shot of my third chakra. Innovation. And that's where innovation comes from. Aho. From your self-esteem, from feeling better about yourself, from giving yourself the medicines that you need. Aho. And what is it that you need? 713-955-0332 is the call-in number. Are you ready to call in and talk to us and say, hey, what are you doing, Anthony? What's going on out there? And I want to remind you, you're listening to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show with myself, Anthony Rodriguez. Aho, Walking Crow. And that's part of the change for me that I'm making. I am stepping into that name, Walking Crow, more and more every day. And little by little, Anthony J. Rodriguez is going to be used less and less. Also, my website, my URL, one that I've owned for years or 3 years, finally got connected to my website, www.sacreddrummedicine.com. So you can actually find me without the weebly stuck in there and all that goofiness that was going on for the last 2 years of not having a proper URL for the website. What is it that you want? What is it that I want? If I want to move forward with my medicine and with growing of this business that I have, I have to do the things that I have to do. I am going worldwide. I am worldwide. I am across this country. People across this country can find me at a push of a button. Bang. A push of a button. Push of a button. I am everywhere. And my teacher, Master Seal, I hope, God bless him, I haven't seen him for a little while, but he said, how do you do it? He said, you are everywhere. I said, I'm not everywhere. I'm just consistent in what it is that I do. And you folks consistently see me on Facebook Live, on my YouTube channel, on Blog Talk Radio, and now live streaming on Facebook. Aho. The Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. Aho. And it's been we celebrated over a year that I've been with Goldylocks Productions. I think Goldylocks Productions was celebrating 2 years when I was celebrating 1 year with Goldylocks Productions. And I'm happy to be here. And I'm so grateful that they give us a place to do what it is, what we do. Aho. 713-955-0332 is a call-in number. Call in and let me know what it is that you have to say for the New Year's. How do you want to go into a time of rest, wisdom, stillness with your abundance, and prepare for the springtime, a time of manifestation, a time of moving forward, a time of planting. Tiffany White, Sage Woman, talked about planting the seeds. And in the springtime, I will be planting my seeds. I'm planting them now. I am always planting seeds because I am going someplace. Where are you going? Do you want to go? And how are you going to get there? Mitakiase. You know, I was planning on moving to Sedona this month. And things changed. Things shifted. Ingenuity. You know, hummingbird medicine. Things shifted and changed, and things didn't work out like they were supposed to. And then the last time you saw my face on this screen and heard my voice on Blog Talk Radio, I was coughing severely. And from that day forward, for the next 7 days, almost 8-9 days, I was in bed. I was in bed and I was ill with probably something close to walking pneumonia, but I have severe asthma. So the smoke from the fires and the ash, every time the wind blows here in the valley in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley, that ash blows off the mountains and I can't see it. And it affects me in a really adverse way. And I have trouble breathing. And then it affected me in another way where it turned into I think it was a heavy chest cold. And it was just, I was in bed. So I couldn't complete and do the things that I wanted to do. But my understanding was this is a time of the solstice. This is where my medicine goes to. This is the time of the solstice. This is the time of rest, wisdom. I am wise enough and practice my wisdom enough to know that I'm going to get in bed and I'm going to stay in bed. And I'm not going to go out for a walk or a hike or any of those things until I'm better. I'm not going to go gather sage. I'm not going to make drums outside in the yard. I'm not going to disassemble and reassemble drums when I'm sick. No, I'm not going to do that. I stay covered up. I stay warm. I stay hydrated. I stay fed. I feed myself. Do you feed yourself? Do you want to feed yourself? Or are you waiting for somebody else to feed you? Because there ain't nobody else. I hope. Oishino. 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 Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Aho. The medicine falls on us when it falls on us. What I just said to you, oishino, 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 is a language that I didn't know and I didn't speak before 6 months ago. This language has come upon me, and there's a whole lot more of it. But these three words, these three sentences, or this sentence I understand, and it's repetitive. Oishino. Are you ready? It doesn't just mean are you ready? It means I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Oishino, oishino, oishino. And as long as I've been using that term, I didn't know what it meant till 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit less. When it came to me, when it was channeled to me, what it was that meant and what it was supposed to use it for. So I went into the studio and I sat down with my drum and I started to drum and sing that sentence, repeating 4 times actually, but the medicine is in it 3 times. It works musically 4 times. Anyways, 713-955-0332 is a call-in number. And we're talking about being within our innovation and adaptability, looking beyond appearances, and making choices for ourselves. And what are the choices you want to make for yourself? Are you ready to make choices for yourself? Are you waiting for something special to happen? Are you going to create a resolution? A resolution? Oh my God. You know how many people are making resolutions today, and by next week they're going to be, face down in a pizza box, because they can't give themselves what it is they want. And I'm going to talk about this because this is what I did for myself. I am 160 pounds. And a lot of you have heard this story before. But I was 238 pounds. I carried a wall around me, a hole. I held that energy, negative energy, not just in my belly area and in my body, but here in the fifth chakra. And if I show you the picture, you will know that I'm not lying to you. Anybody who knows me knows. Aho. I carried an energy block in my fifth chakra for a lifetime. 4 cycles. 4 cycles, 52 years, if not more. And I'm not really that old, but just kidding. But I carried that energy block, and it wasn't quite for 52 years. Actually, more like 50 years. I carried the energy block, and I realized what was going on with me when I came into my medicine as a healer. And I realized that I had to unblock that. I had to let that go. And I had to unlock and open the blocks throughout my energy source, my energy system, my energy body, along the superhighway of my spine. And what it is that I was giving to myself. And what I was giving myself, I was feeding myself things that I didn't need to fill the void that I had, that I didn't know I had, or I probably knew I had, but I didn't know. I didn't know how to come into the medicine of filling that void and being with it and understanding it and preparing it. And there's a song that I sing, and there's a song that I listen to. It's been a part of my medicine for a long time. And it's by the Hot House Flowers, and the verse goes like this. I remember as a little child kicking against the stone wall I built around myself. I won't give in. I won't feel guilty. I'll just rise up and I'll be myself. I'm just trying to get through. Trying to get through. Trying to get through what? Trying to get through that wall that I built around myself that kept you from me from God, and me from me. I kept myself from that wall, using that wall. How many of you do that? And proclaim resolutions that you'll never complete ever, and give yourself things that you don't really need because you don't know how to ask for what it is you want. I hope some of you will give yourself cigarettes right through the fifth chakra because you can't say, will you love me? Heart, lungs, air. I love, I'm loved. You smoke pot to feel better about not being able to ask for help that goes right into your lungs, air, love, heart, I love, I'm loved, lungs, aho. You'll put spirits in your body, and spirit will leave because you don't know how to be with your spirit, a spirit that you were given lifetimes ago. Aho, mitapias. Aho. What will you give yourself that's substandard? When will you give yourself something that works? Aho. Oishino. 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 Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh. I walked through a tough time this last year. I had to let go of marriage. I had to let go of many things. I had to let go of the conventional thought of conventional life as a conventional person in a conventional job, because that's not me. That's them. They created that idea for me. I never created that idea for me. I am a teacher. I am a healer. I am a shamanic drummer. I am a manifester. And I do the things that make me happy. I love being with clients. I love teaching workshops. I love talking about the energy points in the body and how they relate to the medicine wheel. To the north, to the east, to the south, to the west, to the up, down, and to the middle. There aren't just 4 directions. There aren't just 4. I will say 7, and others will say there's more. Up, down, and in the middle. In the cross, in the middle of the cross of the medicine wheel, the cross is balance. And there's people out there who say they don't believe in balance. Well, that's good for you. But balance is all. We are always in balance until we start to make decisions for ourselves that we don't know how to make, and we feel that we stop trusting ourselves. That's when we become out of balance, out of round. We start to wobble. You'll see it in the wheel all the time. Wheel comes out of round and starts to wobble, and the car rides funny. But when you start to make decisions that depend on others for your self-esteem, for your reassurance, for your so you won't be shamed. You never have to worry about being shamed or retribution if you go to yourself first, if you go inside first and ask yourself, what is it that I should do? How is it that I should move forward? What should I say? Should I be silent? You can say to yourself, I can ask for love. I can ask for help. I can ask for what it is that I want and need. I can ask for those things. I can come into my voice and come into my fire and come into my connection with others while coming into the connection of self, to my heart space, by asking simple questions of what it is I want for myself and need for myself first. And then going outward and saying, hey, you got a minute? Sometimes we need help. And sometimes we don't need help. Sometimes we want help. Are you willing to give yourself help? Do you take the time to meditate? Do you take the time to pray? Do you take the time to take your shoes off and your socks off and put your feet down on Mother Earth and ground and allow her energies to fill your spiritual body a whole, to fill your energy body a whole, to rise up through your body and up through your seventh chakra, through your crown chakra, and open up to the universe and allow the heavens and creator, great spirit, and the universal energy, universal chi down into your body and through your third eye and into your fifth chakra, and cross over the bridge of the fourth and to connect in the place of the fire a whole. Can you do that? Oh. This is where healing comes from. This is where healing lives. Healing lives and change lives within the self, within the body, within the core, a whole. Do you know how to be in your core? Are you busy trying to live up to somebody else's core? Living up to the dangling carrot of the spoken and unspoken expectation. That's not a carrot, it's a lighter, but the spoken and unspoken expectation. What is it you're trying to live up to that you don't know how to give to yourself? But you'll try to live up to that. Oh. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, and you're listening to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine. They call me Walking Crow. I call me Walking Crow. My teachers call me Walking Crow. A humble animal, a humble spirit, move from dark to light and light to dark. The keeper of the sacred law. Shape-shifting, alchemy. Shape-shifting, alchemy. How do you want to change? Do you trust yourself enough to say the words, I want to change? I didn't know how to change for a lifetime. I didn't know, I'm going to say it 3 times. I didn't know how to change for a lifetime. I didn't know how to change for a lifetime. But lo and behold, as the sun came up and the sun set and the moon rose and the moon set and the sun rose and the sun set and the moon rose and the moon set, change was happening without my permission. Every cell in my body would die and be reborn and replaced with another cell without my permission. There's a group of people, there's a tribe around here called Alcoholics Anonymous and all the other Anonymouses who say, we don't like change. Alcoholics don't like change. Wah, 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 wah. Stop telling yourself that story. Because fact of the matter is change happens with or without you. And you're not that powerful. But you don't know how to surrender to the fact that lack of power is your dilemma. And in understanding that lack of power is my dilemma, aho, I embrace that and I come into my power and I become empowered. I become empowered, and that kind of thinking becomes disempowered. I need to change the voice. I need to change the words, what it is I give to myself, what it is I give to the world. I don't speak untruth. Aho. I don't tell myself that I'm suffering. We were having this conversation yesterday at where I work at the Sprouts part-time, and I said, I was joking with a guy. We were talking about mindfulness. One of the customers who comes in, every time he comes in, he looks for me and we have a 10 or 15 minute conversation, and I'm blessed. And we were talking about mindfulness, what it is to be mindful. He asked me, how do you become mindful? How long did it take you? I said, I don't know how long it took me, but I know that whenever I went walking, I would go down to the Rose Bowl and walk around the golf course. And as soon as I got there, I would greet grandmother trees. I would greet the grandmother and the grandfather rocks. I would greet the birds of the air. I would greet the ground squirrels. I would greet the geese that were over on the greens through the fence. I would greet the water. I would greet the air. I would greet grandfather sun, aho, or father sky, aho. I would greet all those things, and I stopped walking to get exercise, to be in a pace, because everybody's like, how many steps can I get in? Who cares how many steps you get in? So I would go out there and just walk and be and say hello to people and just be present with myself for the time that I was there and present with all the things around me. That's how you become mindful. When I'm on a trail, when I'm on a trail and I'm hiking, I'm not worried about, how long is this going to take? How much time do I have? No. You know what I'm doing? I'm touching plants. Hierba Santa. I'm touching sage. I'm touching black sage. I'm touching lavender. I'm touching rosemary. I'm touching all the plants and trees, the cactus, the century plants, the yucca plants. I'm touching all these things and the rocks as I go, because they need to be touched by me. And I need to, because I'm being touched by them. Do you understand how the earth touches you? Do you understand what it means to be with the earth energies, the four elements? Fire, water, aho. Earth, air, ether, aho. Do you understand how to be with these things? These things live in us. They live around us. They live through us. We live through them. We live around them, aho, and we live in them if we give ourselves the opportunity. Aho. 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 Give yourself the opportunity to die in and of yourself, so you can become like the mighty oak, so you can become like the Christ consciousness if you're not already. What do you want to give yourself? What is the wisdom you will give yourself? Is the wisdom that you give yourself coming through the boob tube, the television? That's not wisdom. That's called manipulation. That's called poison. If this bottle, and pardon me, I'm not doing a commercial, I'm not going to show you the label, but you know what it is. If this bottle said poison on it, would you drink it? Would you drink it? Probably not. So why would you give yourself that kind of poison? Why would you give yourself that kind of thinking, stinking thinking? Why would you speak to yourself the way that you speak to yourself? When you call yourself dumb, when you call yourself fat, when you call yourself all those things that you're not. And if you are physically, so what? What is it you want to be? Speak what it is that you want for yourself. And I'm not talking about the secret. I'm not one of those people who follows the secret. And you go into that thinking, oh, no. You want to change something in your life? You want to manifest yourself? Do it. Talk about it. Write it down. Go and tell. Aho. Will it happen? Could be. Maybe not. Maybe different parts of it will happen for you, because you don't need the whole part. or the whole thing. Maybe you just need just parts and bits of it because you don't know how to handle all the information. And there's the other side of that. There are those of you and those of us who don't know how to handle information. Just, try dating somebody or being married or being in a relationship, a love relationship. And when somebody asks the question, how many people have you been with? You know what? Somebody who loves themselves doesn't ask that question. I never asked that question. You know why? Because you've had a life before me, or aside from me. And I have nothing to do with that life. And I won't ever ask a question because I love me. I respect me. I elevate myself to a place where I don't have to ask those kinds of the questions that come from low or no self-esteem. And neither do you, but you will. Because you don't know how to live in your power. You don't know how to step in your power. You don't know how to be in your root. You don't know how to bear the fruit. You don't know how to extend your branches into the heavens to give and to share the experience that you had and have and will have. Aho. You don't. So you ask questions, the one you claim to love, and you claim, and I say claim because you don't know how to love yourself if you're asking those sort of questions and you're trying to be in a relationship, trying to get something from that person. Now, I was married to somebody who asked me that question, blah, 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 and I said, do you love me? They said, yes. Then, because I love you, we're not going to have conversations like that about those sorts of things because I love you. And yes, it's true that I love that person and I wasn't going to have that sort of conversation. But I also knew that that person couldn't handle the information that I could have given them because low or no self-esteem. But we found each other that way. We found each other through low or no self-esteem, through desperation, through want, through need. I've said it on this show before, and some people would probably argue with me, and I agree to disagree. I am a product of desperation. I'm not a product of love. I was never a product of love, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I'm a product of an alcoholic. I'm a product of an enabler. Alcoholics and enablers don't find themselves because they're in love. They find themselves because they want out of wherever it is they came from. Aho. Tell me I'm wrong. It's okay. I can take it. You won't hurt my feelings. My feelings have been hurt for a lifetime. But guess what? I have one left, and you can't hurt it. So I'm a product of desperation, and I'm not saying that to be dramatic or to be something more or to be, no. A lot of us are products of desperation. All you have to do is turn around and look over the broken families and the people who go to therapy and people who pray for things, and they proclaim that God never answers their prayers. Excuse me a second. I have to tell you something. I pray to God and I ask God once. Because I'm a man of faith. And if you can't trust God, who can you trust? If you can't trust yourself, you can't trust God. If you can't trust God, you can't trust yourself. I am a man of faith. I don't ask God for things over and over and over and over and over. I can't. I have a question. What can I do every day? Oh, I didn't see that. But Rodolfo was asking a question. And I missed it, I think. So I don't know how to get back to that. Anyways, maybe it'll come up again and I can answer that question. But, I don't ask over and over. I start to live within myself. What can I do every day to be in the power so that I can be more confident in myself so that I can handle that information? That question comes from Rudy. My friend Rodolfo, I call him Rooty, Rooty, because I've watched him change and manifest. Rudy, what you're doing each and every day since we met is all you have to do. Just know that you have the power. You have the strength. I know that you've become Mr. Mom. You take care of your kids. you're a part of that team now. Whereas before, I know when we're in a marriage that usually the mom does most of it, but you do half of it, man. And stepping into your feet and stepping into the power of being your dad, the dad, stepping into the divine feminine, understanding the receiving of the divine feminine that we do, and giving of the divine masculine energies that we do, and being the duality of that, and coming into that duality as she-man, shaman. You're a healer, brother. You know how to do that. You know how to stand and not get knocked down by the four winds, because I've heard your stories and you've shared your fruit with me. You're rooted and fruited, and you have shared your stories with me, Rudy, about how you got through and how you did it. And man, I honor you, because at a time when I know you didn't want to show up, you showed up. Keep showing up like I did. You're consistent in your consistency. And that's a beautiful thing, Rudy. When you get up in the morning, put your feet flat on the floor first and greet mother with your feet, with your bare feet, and allow her, take a breath and allow her to fill your body. Notice where that breath lands. It landed down here in my lower rib cage, in my fire phlegm area. Where does it land? Are you willing to keep going when you don't want to? I know, Rudy. There are moments when I didn't want to, and the emotion comes up and I talk about it because it got hard. And normally when it gets hard, people quit, people stop. They don't want to understand. They want they want us to understand. No, you need to understand. I know that you understand, Rudy. Rudy lives out in the Moreno Valley, and Rudy would drive, however far he would drive, I think it was maybe even 60 miles for a drumming meditation, a journey. The men's group, Miscellaneous Men in Self-Care. I know that, Rudy, you became willing to do everything necessary to help you. And every time the room was empty, when I showed up, the only other body that was there was Rudy. And that's what it takes. That's how we remain consistent in our growing, in becoming, telling ourselves, Oishino, Oishino, Oishino. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Oh, I am ready. You are ready. You are ready. You are ready. Are you ready? Ask yourself, am I ready? Are you ready? I ask myself that every day. And guess what? I jump out of bed. I jump out of bed and I get my coffee and I sit down and I read, and I listen to something that I listen to every day. And then I'll sit still. I take my time. I don't rush anywhere. There's no one to rush for. There's no one to rush for. The keys are not that important. The coffee's not that important. The car is not that important. The job is not that important. I know that some of you have kids, and that's important. How are they watching you? What are they seeing when they're in the house with you? And, something goes on with the significant other or the ex-significant other, and you react in a calm way, in a calm and loving way, even though you don't like it, even though it hurts, even though there's some shame involved, even though there's a wound involved, but you handle it in a way that's loving and nurturing and caring, not just for yourself, but for that person and your kids. 713-955-0332 is a calling number. I want to remind you that you're listening to the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. And my name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and I am going to burn just a little bit of sage here, because why the heck not? And I want you to know, if going into the new year, you can book an appointment with me to come see me for a mentoring session or a healing session. And right now I'm running a special, and it may not seem like a special to you, but it's 5 sessions for $500. I normally charge $840 for 5 sessions, or $140 a session. If you sign up for 5 sessions, you can do 3 healing sessions and 2 mentoring sessions, or 3 mentoring sessions and 2 healing sessions, however you would like to do that. And you can go to, you can send me an email at anthony@sacreddrummedicine.com. or you can go to my website and you can see exactly what I do and how I do it at www.sacreddrummedicine.com. And or you can call me at area code 818-442-1717. It's my office number. And you can pay for that on credit card, or you can write a check, or however that is for you. We can do Venmo, or however that looks to you. You know, and give yourself the gift of giving to you. You first always. Me first always. Give yourself what it is that you want. You know. And if you can't afford that, you know, come to the workshops, come to the new moon ceremonies, come to the divine the divinity within in February, I hope, and or log on to the drummings when we start that in February, actually this month. But you know, keep logging on and give yourself that. You know, you'll be able to put on earbuds or earphones, or you'll be able to listen to it through the sound system of your computer or your phone, and how that lands on you. How does that land on you? Where will you go? What will you see? What are the gifts that will come back with you from the fire, the place of the fire? Aho. Will you find your spirit animal? Will you find your spirit guide? Aho. What is it that you'll find? What is it that you seek? What are the answers that you want? What is the gifts that you'll bring? Not for us, but for you. Aho, mi taquias. Aho. You know, I'm excited about 2018 because this is going to be a time of healing things that I didn't even know were broken, because I know they're going to come up. You know, a time of purging just happened 2 weeks ago for me with that chest cold. That was a time of purging. It's not a surprise that it happened in my chest, air, lungs, heart. I love, I'm loved. I don't have a capacity to love. I don't have the capacity to be loved. Not that I don't have the capacity to love myself or to love others. I have that capacity. But when I really want to move forward and I have to empty the vessel to refill it, I'm going to have to empty the vessel. And I believe that I've been emptied. I believe that my vessel is empty and ready for refilling. And what am I going to refill it with? Well, here I am on the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show, Anthony Rodriguez Walking Crow. This is what I refill it with. I refill it with sharing the medicines. Sharing the medicines. And in the time of winter, ground, earth. Remember to plant your feet on the floor. This is the time of putting your feet on the floor, whether the ground is hot, whether the ground is cold. Take your shoes off. Lay on the grass. Hug a tree. Sit on the root system of a mighty oak or a pine or a sycamore or whatever it is you need to sit on, and be within the energies, the circular energies of that tree, of Mother Earth. Aho. When you're laying on the grass, take your shirt off. Wear shorts. Allow the sun to engulf you. Give yourself the vitamin D that you need. There at that store where I work, people come in all day long looking for vitamin D. Vitamin D. Vitamin D. They ask me what I take. I say, I go outside. I lay on the grass. I take my clothes off. I take my shirt off. I take my shoes off, and I lay on the grass, and I give myself something that's organic and natural and doesn't cost me $26.50 for 60 capsules or 90 capsules or 120 capsules or whatever that is. Whatever brand that is. You know, I don't take vitamin D in the pill form. I go right outside the studio. I go right outside onto the grass. I go right outside onto the dirt. I go into a canyon. I go into the mountain. Aho. Aho. It's at your fingertips, folks. It's at your fingertips. What is it that you want to give yourself? Can you? Will you? Do you? Should you? Would you? Could you? Aho. 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 Powerful time. Last night at 6:43 Pacific time, We experienced the supermoon on the 1st of January. How amazing is that? That kind of energy was bubbling and working yesterday. And it's still working. We're still within that time frame of 4 days, I hope. 4 days before, 4 days after. Take advantage of the energies that surround you. Tell Creator what it is that you want. Talk to your spirit guides and your spirit animals and say, I need your help. And you don't just have one. I have a whole slew of them. I just talked about hummingbird. I am wolf. I am crow. I am owl. Aho. I am panther. Cougar. Aho. Puma. Aho. I am grizzly bear. I am eagle. I am hawk. Aho. I am snake. I am snake. Embrace those things about you that you don't understand and find out more about them. Seek out somebody like me who will take you to the mountain and who will drum with you, who will offer tobacco with you, who will teach you to ground and be with you, who will mentor you. Aho. Aho. Seek somebody like me out. And if you don't seek me out, ask me who can help you, because I know many that are just like me. As I was at work last night, I walked into, I ran into one, and I was just like, we had a 20-minute conversation in the aisle, the healing queen. And she actually works out of the office with Jennifer Escalera, and I was happy to see her, and we exchanged hugs, and we exchanged stories about Christmas and New Year's and manifestation and the full moon and all those things that we talk about, all those things that I talk about, all those things that I love. Oh. Sedona's been waiting for me, and I don't know if I'm going to be there this month or next month, but I am going to book an event there next month. So Sedona, all you people who are there listening to me, and in Flagstaff and in Phoenix and everywhere else around the Sedona area, I'm coming, and I'm looking forward to see you folks at the event when I show up, whether it's on the rock or whether it's in the room. We're going to have a beautiful event, and I'm bringing my energies to mix and mingle with the energies of the vortices of Sedona, Arizona. And I want to speak to you men, because there's something that I do every month, and it's Sweat Lodge. I do ceremony, and I know my friend Rudy has been there with me. And if you're looking for ceremony, if you're looking to do something that's ceremonial, if you're looking to learn how to do these things for yourself and to give yourself these things, reach out to me at Anthony at sacreddrummedicine.com. And I can direct you to who you need to talk to so you can have that experience of ceremony, Sweat Lodge, aho. To go into the darkness, to go back into the womb, to be within the rib cage with the holy vapor and the grandmothers and the grandfathers, and allow yourself to release and let go of fear. I was telling somebody the other day that I was claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic, was claustrophobic. And I go into Sweat Lodge where it's completely black, where it's usually really crowded, there's way too many people. And I go through that process of releasing and letting go. And because I go through the process, the willingness of the process of releasing and letting go, I no longer have issues with the claustrophobia. Aho. And I know where those things came from. I know where it comes from. You know where your wounds come from. And how will we carry it? And do we have to carry it? We don't have to carry it. Oishino. Oishino. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oishino. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. I want to thank everybody for coming this week to a new Tuesday edition of the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. I look forward to seeing you next week on Taco Tuesday. My name is Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and you have been listening to the the Transformational Sacred Drum Medicine Show. Oh. And I want to bid you a happy new year and remind you that this is my left hand, hand of divine feminine. This is my right hand, hand of divine masculine. And when these hands come together in alignment of who and what I am and who and what I have always been, I become and am she-man, Shaw-man. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.